Hello everyone, I'm Kayla. I'm a self-taught makeup artist and I'm starting out on YouTube. My equipment isn't the best right now, so bear with me. And I hope you like this look. It's mainly Jeffree Star stuff. I use the Beauty Killer palette and a couple of his lipsticks, and this is what I came up with. So if you want to see the rest of the tutorial, keep on watching. So right now I'm just using the Tarte Marula oil as a primer. Just gonna rub that in. I love the way this makes my skin feel. And then I'm going to use the Tea Tree Oil Balance Primer by NYX on top of the Marula oil. Just blend that in. And I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect and also the Matte and Poreless by Maybelline. And I'm just gonna use my beauty blender to blend that in. And then I'm going to use the NYX HD Studio powder just to bake my face. So I'm putting that on the high points, my cheekbones, my forehead, and then my chin. And I'm using the NYX Duo contour stick to contour my forehead, my cheeks, and my nose. And then I'm just going to use my beauty blender to buff that out, blend it out a little bit. I usually do this while I'm baking so that my powder has time to sit on my face a little bit. I'll just blend that in with my beauty blender. And then I'm going to use the Color Icon contour powder. I think that's Wet n Wild. Use that. The contour shade in there, the lightest shade's too light, so I don't use that one. Or not light enough. Just contour my nose with that powder. Pretty much put it everywhere I put the Duo contour sticks by NYX. And then I'm going to brush off my bake. And then I'm going to use the Sonia Kashuk Duo bronzer and blush. And I'm going to use that pink blush that's in that. And then to do my eyebrows, I use the NYX Tame and Frame gel with an angled brush. Just wiping off the angled brush right there. So then I get a little bit of that on my angled brush and pretty much just run it through my brows. I really already have a shape, so I just kind of fill them in. And then I just make sure my tail is a little longer because I don't have hair right down there. And then I use the Ulta brow tint I got in like a little set for Christmas, just to go over that to make all the hairs one color. Just kind of gel them in place. And now I'm using an e.l.f. primer. It's like just a skin tone primer from e.l.f. Blend that in with my fingers. And then I'm going to go over that with the Beauty Killer palette, the shade China White, right there. I just put that all over the base just to make it so I have a nice base for all my shadows to go on. Now I'm going to go in with Courtney from the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette as a transition shade. Just going to rock that right in the crease, and that'll be a good transition for when we put the smoky purple shadows in a little bit. And then I'm taking Violence from the Beauty Killer palette and I'm putting that right over where I put the transition shade. It's just a lighter purple. I'm going to put that right over just in the crease just to make it a little bit more purple. I was going to use Vanity from the Beauty Killer palette, and then I decided that I wanted to use Fig from the Double Exposure palette. It's just a lighter, not so deep purple. So it's gonna make a better transition from the color Violence from the Beauty Killer palette. And then when I later decide to use Vanity from that Beauty Killer palette, just a darker purple. So then I'm going back in with Vanity, the dark purple shade in the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette. Putting that also in the outer corner just to darken that up a little bit so it blends pretty evenly with the rest of the shadow. And then I'm going to use the darkest shade. It's like it's a black with some rainbow flecks in it. It's called Black Rainbow in the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette. I'm using a little tiny defining crease brush to do that, just so it doesn't blend out too much into the purples. And then I'm going to go back to the Double Exposure palette, and I'm going to be using Peony, I think is the shade name, and that one I'm just wetting with the matte finishing spray. Spray that on my brush a little bit just to wet the shadow. It changes the color of the shadow when you wet them, and I just wanted it to be a little bit more vibrant, and you could really see the metallic part of the shadow, so that's why I wet that. I'm going back with that little shading brush, the crease brush, no new product on it, just whatever's left over just to help blend that in a little bit. And then I'm City Color glitter glue I'm putting on where I put the pink. I'm just going to put that over on the pink, right on the part of the lid, and then I'm going to tap it out just a little bit so it's not so wet. And I'm put a J-Cat glitter right over that. It's like a white hollow glitter right over the pink on the lid. I'm going to go back in with that brush again and pick up a little bit of that Black Rainbow, and I'm going to help blend that into the glitter just a little bit with the Black Rainbow. And I'm using the matte liner by NYX. It's a matte liquid liner. This is one of my favorite ones. It's completely matte and it's really, really lasting, which is really good. I'm just gonna make a quick wing, just a quick wing to match the other side. I usually do the lid line first, and then I'll start with the wing line and I'll connect those, and then I'll just fill them in. This one was giving me a little trouble. I had to go over it a few times and make sure I had that wing defined. make sure they match, and then I'm going to go with an eyelash curler, curl that real good, and then I'm going to use Better Than Sex mascara. Just coat my lashes in that. Then I'm going back in with the double exposure palette, and I'm taking that purple Fig, and I'm going to run that under the bottom. And I'm going back in with the Beauty Killer palette and using Black Rainbow again, just to darken the outer corner of the bottom of my lid. And then I go with the Urban Decay Afterglow in Aura. I just kind of put a base of that down. I put it in between, in the inner corners of my eyes and right underneath my eyebrows as a highlight. I also put it on the high points of my face, my cheeks, my forehead, and my nose, and right above my lip. It really wasn't as bright as I want it to be, so I just kind of put a base down at first. And then I went back in with the Better Than Sex mascara and put it on my bottom lashes. Also got it all over my face. So I wiped that off real quick and then went back with my beauty blender just to fill in the foundation that I took off. Going with Jeffree Star's Velour Liquid Lipstick in Abused. This is a wonderful color, but it's so unforgiving as far as applying it, and I messed up so many times. And then I just pretty much overdraw my top lip right at the Cupid's bow and just a little bit on the sides because my top lip isn't as big as my bottom lip, so I just overdraw it just to make them match a little bit. And mess up again. And then make those, the top where I overdraw it even, fill in some spots, and then I'm going back in with Scorpio, Jeffree Star's Velour Liquid Lipstick. I just put that on the middle of my lips. It's like a lighter but more gray purple, and I put that in the middle just to make it look a little ombre. I tap that in with the brush and tap it in with my finger just to make it blend a little bit more and make it look a little less stark. And then I'm going to set my makeup with the NYX Matte Finishing Spray. And then I go back in with the Aura highlighter just to make it a little brighter and show up better on my skin tone. Once my face is wet, it tends to show up a little bit better. So I put that back all over where I originally put it just to make it show up a little better. Alright, and that's the finished look. Just really glowy purple smoky eye. Thanks for watching, everyone, and if you'd like to see more videos, subscribe, and I'll keep making more content.